Good afternoon and welcome to Manor Park. Tim and I are here again to do our Friday walkabout and tell you what cars have arrived this week. And don't forget, we don't do a deep dive into these, we just give you an idea of what come. If you need to know more, ring us, come and see us, or wait for Paul to do his bit just before the sale. So let's start with Tim.
Yep, okay.
Mercedes.
So we've got this very nice 350 SL Merc. It's a 2005 on a 55 reg, just under 90,000 miles. You've got an MOT on this one through to the end of the year.
Yep.
There's history, there's invoices for work done. It's very smart, drives lovely, roof works. All yours for somewhere between £5,000 and £6,000, Jim.
Wowee.
Not too bad, that one.
It's nice, isn't it?
It's very smart.
It's typical German colours. It's what you need, isn't it?
Very smart. And with the summer season up and coming.
Yes, allegedly.
Well, yes. You wouldn't believe it today, would you?
No.
But certainly around the corner, some nice warm days are in the offing. So ideal car for that.
Yeah.
And then we move on to this little Mini. So this is a special edition Mini, Jim. This is a Mini Equinox.
Yes.
Most of the Equinoxes I've seen are purple.
Well, I was going to ask that. Are they all the same colour?
No. So they did, Amaranth is the main one.
Yeah.
They did also in this graphite colour, and also I think they did white ones as well.
Right, okay.
The vast majority of the Amaranth, but this one makes this one a little bit rarer.
It's a good colour. It's a lovely colour.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got some aftermarket bits and bobs on this, like the extra arches. You've got the 12-inch alloys on there as well, the deep dish alloys, which look really great.
They do.
1275 on this one. Normally they're an SPI. This one's actually got a carb on it.
Okay.
Which you could argue is maybe a little bit more reliable. But it's a clean and tidy little Mini. Ideal for somebody 50,000 miles. Got an MOT on it.
Yep.
Looking at somewhere between £4,500 and £5,500 on this one.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's nice. And I always like to see a car with a Goodwood sticker on.
Yes,
always a good sign.
Indeed.
Oh, I like that. Quite a pretty car, that, isn't it?
That one, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you know something like this one here, Jim. No, we've got this very nice Subaru.
I do, yeah. Subaru Impreza WRX STI. It's a 2011 car.
Okay.
Now, we sold this car probably a little over a year ago to the gentleman.
Right.
He bought it. He's had a bit of fun in it, but you know what? He's done less than 1,000 miles.
Blimey. Right, okay.
But he bought it, he did what he wanted to do.
Yep.
He's re-MOT'd it, which is nice, in January, so it's fresh MOT.
Great.
And he's brought it back to us, and as you say, just a little over 118,000 miles in it. But it is what it is. It's, it's a Subaru Impreza.
Yeah, quick things, aren't they?
Oh, awesome cars. You think about BMW M3s, or you think about, Mercedes C63s, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Specification-wise, this is up there with them. Performance, it's probably better.
Yes.
So they are.
And really usable as well.
Very. And not that common.
No.
So this is a good buy. History is very, very nice. I think most of the history is from Subaru.
Right.
From a Subaru main dealer.
Okay.
It's a nice car.
And price-wise on that, Jim?
Price-wise on this one, this will be somewhere between £8,000 and £9,000, which I think going forward is a bit of a steal, really. But anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, it's unusual to see a saloon as well. I think most of the ones I've seen are the 5-door hatch.
They are.
The saloon looks a little bit
very
sporty, doesn't
it? The big thing about it is it's not being messed with.
Absolutely.
Most of these cars are tuned, different spoilers, different wheels, all that type of thing. This is, or we think, is factory standard.
Looks it, doesn't it?
It does. It looks it. So that in itself is worth some money.
Right, definitely. Right,
moving on.
Let's have a look over here then, Jim. So there's a big blob of purple over here.
Oh, yes.
And with 4 exhaust pipes and a rather large engine poking out the bonnet.
Yes.
So what do you know about this?
Well, this has come off one of our good customers, Neil. So, hiya, Neil. Thank you for this. This is absolutely stunning. As you can see by the side of it, it's Hot Wheels.
Yep.
Now, those of a certain age will remember Hot Wheels as a child.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I remember them well.
They do. That's a thing to have. But it was an Austin A30 van once upon a time.
Right.
And
a long time ago, I guess.
A long time ago, yeah. Obviously, it's in the purple paint with the silver roof, but you've got the typical 70s custom look with the flames going down the car.
Yes.
And this brute of an engine with a supercharger
wow.
poking out.
Wow.
It's got the quad exhausts. There's also a wheelie bar in the boot or in the back.
Just to stop it
lifting
at the front, maybe.
I'm frightened to ask, but apparently if you give it enough beans, it will slightly pop its front wheels.
Right.
Well, that in itself has got to be worth,
it is.
A load of... I mean, look at the interior. How good is that?
Yeah.
It's
so
beautiful.
what engine is that one, Jim?
Well, Neil's been away on holiday, so I've not got the paperwork yet.
Right, okay.
But I'm believing it's a V8, that bit we know.
Yeah.
Not quite sure what V8.
All right.
But we're going to find out. So we'll tell you more about it when it comes.
We'll update the website as well with that.
Yes. Being a hot rod and being quite unique, we don't want to start taking things off it until the vendor is here. But it's a very, very special looking vehicle. It's amazing looking, isn't it?
Yeah. £8,000 to £10,000 on that one, I
Yeah,
reckon.
£8,000 to £10,000.
There or thereabouts.
And one thing's for sure, you're never going to see another one.
You're definitely not, indeed. Indeed. I like that.
I do.
Bit of fun.
It's a lot of fun. Right, and here we have another hot rod just to carry the theme.
Okay.
Now then, this started life as a Ford V8 Pilot back in 1950.
Okay.
All right. And this is what the vendor has told us.
Yes.
The car was built in the 70s like this, when this was the thing back in the 70s.
Yeah, yeah.
Apparently it featured in magazines like Custom Car and Street Machine.
Right.
It's very much of the time back in the early 70s. It's running a Ford V8 engine.
Right.
With a manual gearbox.
Yep.
But it is everything you'd want it to be as a hot rod.
Yep.
Open-engined, open-wheeled, white wall tyres.
Yes.
Side exhaust.
Yep.
It's just...
Yeah, it looks great,
It's amazing. Great paintwork. Now, the car, as the vendor tells us, was put to sleep for many, 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 many years.
Right.
And was restored in 2017, 18, 19.
Okay.
So that's why it looks like this. Unfortunately, the vendor's been ill and hasn't used it much. That's why it's for sale. And that's the only reason why it's for sale. Otherwise, it would not be.
Okay. Okay.
It's very, very unique.
Yes.
It
is,
fantastic,
isn't it?
And it's the type of thing that you'd see cruising around California. It's just one of those cars. It's just amazing.
Yeah.
It's a great noise. So
yeah, I bet that's got some shove as well, doesn't it?
I would think so,
Certainly
yeah.
looks like it has.
Yeah, I'll say. There's not a lot of weight in there and a big V8, so it's going to be a bit of a thing, isn't it?
We've done okay with hot rods over the last few months, haven't we?
We've got a bit of a thing going with them, I think. So,
Yeah.
we've had probably 2 a sale for the last couple of sales, haven't we?
It looks great.
Yeah,
looks great.
so maybe we'll be becoming the hot rod capital.
Maybe. Right, okay, so that one, price-wise on that one, Jim?
Price-wise, well, this is going to be somewhere maybe between £7,000 and £9,000.
Okie doke.
But again, it's one of those things you need to come and have a look at.
Yeah, I think
because the more you see it, the more you appreciate the attention to detail and how it's being built.
Work.
And it's being built very well.
Yeah, lovely. Okay then, super. And then on to this little chap here, Jim.
Yes.
So, obviously you can tell by the badge.
Cooper S.
Morris Mini Cooper S.
Yes.
This one's come from a deceased estate. The chappie who passed away was a real classic car enthusiast. So we're looking after a few of his cars for him.
Good.
This is the first one. So, tartan red, Morris Mini Cooper S. It has got a little bit of rally pedigree. We understand it was, there's certainly some documentation there from the RSC Rally. But probably more importantly for the viewers out there, this has actually been reshelled, or so we believe it's been reshelled into a Mark II shell.
Yes.
Which is not sort of an unusual change.
It's not uncommon.
Not uncommon. We've seen this before. When the chappie bought it, it still had all its rally paraphernalia fitted, which actually comes with the car.
Does it?
So the roll bar, the seats, the fiberglass bonnet, the boot, they will come with the car. But what he's actually done, very cleverly, he's actually took it back to standard. So if Charlotte can have a look in there, you'll see it now sports the correct Cooper S seats.
It's very tidy in there, isn't it?
It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah,
so he's
it
got
is.
those from Newton Commercials.
Yeah.
Red carpet. It's got the correct 120 mile an hour speedo as well.
Yeah.
And it's just a nice little place to be, that.
It is.
It does need some recommissioning.
Yes.
It's been stood a while.
Yes.
So I noticed the brakes are binding, but hopefully we will have it started and running.
Okay.
Certainly the engine turns, and it's trying to fire at the moment. It just won't fire.
Okay.
Talking about the engine, I understand as well that this is a replacement engine out of a 1300 GT. Long story short, when the chappie bought the car, he drove it home and he nearly got home and there's an RAC pickup note to say the car was picked up due to a problem with the engine. So obviously that old engine's now gone,
Yes.
and he's put a replacement engine out of a 1300 GT actually.
So we'll have a bit of poke in this.
1275, still got the carbs, the twin carbs.
Yep.
Still got the 11 stud head. So to all intents and purposes, that was a Cooper S engine, just not quite. The aficionados will tell you it wasn't quite, but similar performance to original Cooper S, of course. Because of the reshell, because of the engine, we're probably looking at a guide somewhere between 12 and 14.
Well, when you consider what a fully restored Cooper S it can be, 45,000 pounds, to me that sounds like a snip.
Yeah, it's a super value for money way to get into Mini Cooper S motoring.
Yeah.
If you're handy with the span as well, bit of recommissioning, like we say, but priced accordingly on that one.
Yeah, and it fits in well with. I recall last auction that we didn't have many minis.
Yeah.
Now we've got
a few, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got a few, and that's good. We love a mini.
Yeah, we like the mini. And then over to this one. So, Jim, this is right up your street, I believe, isn't it?
As you walk towards the back of that, how imposing does that look? Look at that. It's just
very imposing.
You know, that's probably what most people ever see is the back of this.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. So this is your Ferrari F355 Spider. Now, we had one very similar back in December sale.
Didn't we? Yes.
That was red with a black interior.
Yeah.
This one's obviously the red with the creme or magnolia interior with the red carpet. Again, it's a manual gearbox. Again, it's quite low mileage. Is it somewhere sub 50,000 miles?
Let's see if we can see. It looks as though it's incredibly low mileage, Jim.
It does. I think it is sub 50,000 miles.
Yeah.
It's beautiful condition.
It's very clean, isn't it?
It's just stunning.
It's very clean. Let's have a look at that, Jim.
Are we showing his age now?
46.
46.
46.
There's some terrible groans coming from you, Jim.
It was a car, Jim.
Sure it was.
Oh, hang on a minute. Sorry, Charlotte. There you go.
Have a look in there. Now, it's come off a very good customer of ours. It's got a lovely history, but you know what the best thing about it is? It's just had its belt service.
Oh, excellent.
Last Monday.
That's the big job, isn't it?
It's an expensive job, but what that means is this car is turnkey and good to go with no worries.
Yeah.
So
and is that a UK car, that one, Jim?
It's a UK right-hand drive, manual gearbox.
So it's the one to have, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
355. It's beautiful.
And price-wise on that, Jim, where do we?
Well, there's the thing. I think this is going to be somewhere between 65, 75,000 pounds.
Okay.
But who knows?
Who knows where it'll go?
Who knows?
It's a super attractive car, isn't it?
It's exactly just that. Yeah. You know, I'd like to say find another one. We did, but
well, that's our job, though.
It's the quirk of what happens.
Yes.
But this is beautiful. This is really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. I'm struggling to find fault with this car.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, this might be so good that I might not buy the beach buggy. I might try that.
Steady now.
Yeah.
I think that's got your name written all over it.
I do, but
Especially the colour.
Unfortunately,
the present
Mrs. Gregory won't think like that. She will not think like that at all. They just don't appreciate cars,
do they? They don't.
No. If it was a handbag, that would be different. But no.
Well,
there we are.
One day, you never know.
One day, yes.
Right, I think we're done in here, Jim. Should we pop outside?
Let's pop out. Right, we've come outside now into the beautiful British weather. So here we are.
It's lovely, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, see the things we do to tell you guys what we've got. But, well, you know about this,
I
don't
do
you?
Indeed. Well, I know about these two cars, actually, from the same deceased estate as the Mini Cooper
As the Mini,
we've already seen.
Yep.
So this is a Jaguar Mark IX Auto. It's in this really nice two-tone shade of grey and green.
It's a great colour, isn't it?
It's lovely. Got the red leather interior. Again, it just needs a touch of recommissioning. It's been stood a while, but we will try and get it started for you in time for the auction. The wood's nice in it. It comes with stacks of history as well. It's just a really big, imposing saloon, 1960s.
Well, do you know what, you say that? I mean, back in the day, that would have been humongous.
Yes.
Today, it's not that big, is
No,
it?
not.
You know, a good 3 Series BMW is probably a similar size.
Yes, indeed.
So it's not as big as you might think.
Indeed. But, I think we're looking about £10,000 on that one, Jim.
It's a lot of car, isn't it? It's a lot of car.
And yes, it does need a little bit of tinkering, but it's been looked after, and it was a classic car nut the guy who passed away.
Yes.
He really loved his cars.
Well, we can tell that by what cars he's had, can't we?
We can.
Yes.
So, yeah, so that was a nice one.
Okay, so moving on.
Moving on, we got this Daimler V8-250. Probably my favourite colour, golden sand with the red leather interior.
Yeah,
this one's
great
a bit
combo.
unusual. It's got the wires.
It has.
And it's a manual as well.
Manual gearbox and wires.
Manual gearbox and wires. So yeah, so it's, you know, a bit more sporting than an auto version. The paintwork needs a little bit of getting at, but it looks clean and tidy and it looks solid.
Do you know what jumps out at me with this? This could go two ways, this car. You could restore it back to its originality.
Yes.
Or, being a manual, you could make it into something a bit special,
Yeah,
couldn't
you
you?
could. I think you could. Yeah. Like down the Coombs route.
Down the Coombs route or something along the way. It's a
something
rare
like
thing
that.
being a manual.
Yeah, it is.
So-
Again, stacks of history with this one as well.
Yep.
Again, we'd like to think we can get that one started as well. We've already had it started actually last week when it first arrived.
Right, okay.
So we'll have another go at that for you, and I'll update the website accordingly.
Okay.
£6,000-7,000 on that one, Jim. So not too bad
Not
at all.
too bad
on
at
that one.
all.
Sensible reserve.
Here we go. Look
And
at
then,
this.
yeah, so something very different here. Not seen many of these at all. Although
No.
we did have a very nice one in, didn't we? 12 months or so
That was
ago.
a 75th anniversary
75th
one.
anniversary.
So, yes.
This one isn't. So this one's an early 7. It's a 914, isn't it?
It is. It's a 914, which is
Yep.
a rare thing in itself.
Yeah.
Great colour. So you're not going to miss it, are you?
No.
And with the Porsche decals down the side. Now, all these are left-hand drive. Because
Yes.
they were never really meant for the UK market. So
Yes.
that's what makes them quite unique. It's a target top.
Yep. And it's an ex-California car, this
It
one,
is.
Jim.
Yeah,
It's had a lot of work on the sills.
it has.
So it's structurally very, very sound, we understand. I
Yep.
think it looks great on those Ronal alloys, actually. It looks
I
super.
do. I do. It's got a right nice look about it as
Yeah.
that.
And unusually as well, for a car that's come from the States, I was chatting to Damien, and apparently it's got quite a lot of US history as well, which is unusual.
Looks like gets lost, doesn't it? So
It
that's
does.
quite good.
It does.
Yeah, that's quite
Price-wise
nice.
on that one, Jim, we're probably looking at somewhere between £10,000 and £12,000.
Okay.
Bit
yeah.
of fun.
It's a lot of car for the money again, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay.
Let's have a wander over
Let's
here.
have a wander over here. Well, we've got this Mercedes van here, haven't we?
We have.
Or
So,
that's what it would appear to be.
yeah, I
It's
think,
not, is it?
No, I think the bike boys are going to cover that on
Are
their
they?
video,
Okay.
possibly. But we've got another Mercedes here for us to have a look at.
We have. Now,
It's an SL
it's a 350 SL.
with a panoramic roof. This one's an 04.
Yes.
Very tidy by the looks of it.
It's very tidy.
Leather interior.
Yep.
Let's just see what else I can tell you about it. Yeah, pan roof, 04, £5,000 to £6,000 on that one as well.
Yeah, now it's got some nice bits on this as well. It's had
Looks
the
like it.
brake pump replaced on it. It's got a stainless steel exhaust system on it.
Nice.
It's just nice. It actually makes a nice burbling noise. It's
Yeah.
quite a nice looking car.
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Again, great value.
Great value,
An
I think.
amazing
and
value.
Those engines are just great, aren't they?
They are,
They're
aren't they?
super.
Yeah, that's a nice thing.
Super. Something else potentially for the spring summer. A nice little Escort Cabriolet.
Yep.
XR4i
Yep.
with the Recaro seats inside. That is a tidy looking car. I understand the electric roof does work.
It does, but I think it's got a problem with the window, I think, at the moment. So
Yeah.
it is being offered at no reserve, I believe.
No reserve indeed.
Yeah, for
yes.
that very reason. So
Yeah.
someone's going to get
Yeah.
themselves a bargain here.
Yeah, I think so. Fresh MOT on that one, Jim, and it's
Even
got
better.
history as well.
Fantastic.
So that's a nice little thing for spring.
It is. So we've done the Saab last week.
Yeah, we've got another Merc SL here.
Yeah.
So this one is in obsidian black.
Yes,
they call
with the
it.
caramel interior.
Caramel interior. Just
Or is
under
it-
90,000 miles.
Is it tobacco, they call it? Or is
Oh, I
tobacco
don't know.
slightly darker,
Well,
isn't it?
You know what? It's a really nice mix.
It's whatever it
it's
is,
called.
it's nice.
The black and the brown really
Yeah.
works. You've got the great looking alloys on this one as well.
It is.
Just trying to find out a little bit more about the service history. On
Yep.
the face of it, we've been told it's got a lot of service history, but I'm just waiting for that to be confirmed.
Okay.
And
it's a facelift car,
It's a
isn't it?
facelift on car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a bit later as well than the others we've seen today,
Yes.
which is why it's going to be a little bit more.
Yeah.
So we're looking at somewhere between £8,000 and £9,000 on this one, Jim.
Okay, still value.
I think so.
And I'll say quite a pleasing colour combination, I have to say.
It is. And unusual.
Very.
Unusual.
No, I like that.
We saw
Right.
that Cortina, didn't we?
We did.
We've done the MG. Oh, yes.
Alfa
now,
Romeo.
now then, let's have a look at this. So, yeah, this is a bit of a beast, isn't it?
Yes, it's Alfa Romeo 156, which that's
Yeah.
not unusual. However, where it does get special is it's a 156 GTA.
Wow. Okay.
With all the right bits on it. So you've got the 17-inch telephone dial wheels. with the red
Yeah.
calipers. You've got the sports seats in black leather.
Yes.
And you've got the body kit.
Yes.
Now
Okay.
this is nice. It's got a lovely history. It's done somewhere in the region of 118,000 miles.
Right.
But silver black leather. It's very, very tidy.
Yeah.
Looks and drives amazing. Being an Alfa Romeo, there's the odd, and I mean odd, very few rust spots here and there. You could either have them done
Yes.
very, very inexpensively or
Yes.
leave it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The choice is
I think
yours.
overall, though, it presents very nicely.
It presents
doesn't
beautifully, but it sits well. It's got the look.
It does.
And of course, being a GTA, how many of these are on the road? Not
Well,
many.
yeah, I know they did a 147 GTA, which was the little three-door
hatchback, yes.
and these as well. So it's got the. Is that the 3 litre or 3.2?
3.2 24 valve engine,
Busto
so it's a
engine, I
bit
think they call
special,
it.
that, yeah.
And the teledial alloys.
Teledials.
It really looks the part.
It's got every box is ticked on that car, as they were in the day. Now, price-wise,
Yes.
this is going to be, I don't know, somewhere between 7 and 9,000 probably.
7 and 9 on that one.
Yeah, but again,
okay.
Going back to what we said before about high-performance cars, a little bit off the radar when you think of M3s and
Definitely.
Mercedes and so on and so forth. But this is this will give many a car run for its money.
I think so.
Even today.
Absolutely. And that engine sounds beautiful, doesn't it?
It's Italian.
Yeah, it's a fantastic.
Who doesn't like an Italian
engine?
engine?
Indeed.
Now then, what have we got here? Defender.
Oh yes, let's have a look at this. So what we've got here, Jim, Land Rover Defender. It's a 90 TD5, so 90-inch wheelbase.
Yep.
It's a TD5, but it has had a lot of upgrades.
You can tell.
They're going kind of down the urban look.
Yes.
On this one, you've got the big BF Goodrich tyres on there, the all-terrain tyres. Apparently, the engine has been chipped as well, so it's chucking out about 200 brake, they reckon, on this one.
Nice.
It just looks really, really, I don't know, spectacular, I would say, really.
Well, answer me this. How much is this going to be?
Good question. I'll just consult my very important clip chart.
Sorry, I caught you off guard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my clipboard, 9.5 to 10.5, we reckon, on this one.
Right. Okay. Well, do you know what? I kind of thought that's what it came in at.
Yes.
It looks double that.
Yeah, it does. You're right. It does.
You
It looks a lot more.
I've seen them for £30,000-40,000.
Yeah, definitely.
Looking like that.
Galvanised chassis as well on that one.
Yeah.
So it's future proofed.
And it's got lovely interior. Let's have a quick look in here because look at that.
Yeah.
Beautiful sports seats. I mean, the Cobra sports seats. So there's a nice brand for you. Nice steering wheel.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a thing, that, isn't it?
It is. It is. And you've got all the off-road capability of a standard.
Yeah. And the looks.
Standard Land Rover as well.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
do you know what? It's got a real nice finish to the paintwork as well.
Yeah, it has. Nice and glossy, isn't it?
It's nice and glossy. I mean, the rain's running off it awfully well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that looks
always a good side.
Yeah, it is. That looks nice. I like that.
Good.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay. Let's continue our travels, Jim. We've got a couple of cars over here.
Okay. Oh yes.
So yeah,
they're everywhere this week, aren't
they?
Yeah.
We've what are we up to now for the sale?
Oh, 80 plus.
80 plus cars.
Yeah,
so
and
far.
still more coming.
Still more coming.
Oh yes, the XR4i.
So we got an XR4i. I remember when these were launched and thinking, wow, they are something special. They're a great looking car with a whale tail on the back or the twin whale tail.
I used to sell them.
Oh, well,
you know all about it.
You know all about it. So 2.8.
Yeah.
6-cylinder Cologne.
Yeah. And it's a 3-door as well.
It's a 3-door. Looks very tidy, actually. Just having a quick look round it. Yeah, I think it does need a bit of recommissioning. Will was selling.
There's a little bit of love to be given to it, but not a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Interior's nice and tidy.
It is.
Do with a bit of paint. No reserve on that, Jim.
Well, do you know, I struggle to believe that because these do 10, 11,
They
12,000 pounds as a rule.
So I think
that's a good looking car.
It's a good looking car. I like them in white.
I do.
And I think that, that's a great way to get into XR4i motoring.
Yep.
For potentially, a cheapish price maybe. Who knows? Who knows what they'll go for on the day?
With no reserve, I think that'll light up a few people's minds.
That's going to get people very excited.
It is.
Now, as we're getting rained on heavily, let's be quick.
Yes.
Escort van. BT, original BT van, so you get all the gubbins with that. All the, what's that hurdy-gurdy up there? I'm not sure what that is up there.
Well, I think that's to put copper wiring.
Ah, right, okay.
There you go. See, I know my stuff.
Lots of service history with this one as well, Jim. Obviously, it's in this BT grey, which there were thousands of these everywhere, weren't there?
There were, but not now.
No,
there's not many of them left, is there? So that's again good-looking van. So was it 96?
Yeah, 5,000 to 6,000 on that one, Jim.
Wow,
So, yep. So,
okay, right.
And then very quickly,
let's move along.
Come in, Charlotte. And let me tell you about these two cars here. So, what we have here, guys, is another car from the deceased estate. Probably my favourite car of the sale so far. I saw this, and this is an exact replica of a poster car I used to have in my bedroom in about 1975.
Really?
E-Type Jag in opalescent blue, Series 1.
See, I had posters in my bedroom.
But not of E-Type Jag.
Not of E-Type Jaguars, anyway. Do you remember that one of the tennis player holding a dress?
I do,
Anyway,
yeah.
There you go.
I do.
And Debbie Harry.
Oh yeah, well, like Debbie. So this is actually Series 1.5, Jim.
Yep.
It's a 4.2, it's a fixed head coupe in opalescent blue.
Yep.
It's had a full hit.
Has it? Wow.
When the Speedo was zeroed, it's now done 5,000 miles since the restoration.
Oh my Lord.
There's a handwritten note in the file by the vendor, and he reckoned it got to about £40,000 on the spend of this car since he bought it. Obviously, a huge chunk of that was the restoration.
Yeah.
But it used to be red, and it used to be cream before that, actually, according to the heritage certificate.
Yeah.
But it's just a beautiful looking car. Again, it needs a little bit of recommissioning because it's been stud, but we want to get that started again if we possibly can, and see if we can get it started on the button.
But there's nothing quite like one of them, is there?
To me, they're just the
That's
epitome.
the E-Type, isn't it?
It's the epitome of E-Type motoring. It's just beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So what year is 1966? Is it 65?
65, I think.
65.
Yeah,
That is
mid-60s,
just.
And you've got the lenses on the headlamps as
Yeah,
well.
it's beautiful.
I could stand here for hours and just look at it.
That is a poster car, isn't it?
It is. It's beautiful.
There's no getting away from that. That is amazing.
So guard-wise on that one, we all know that E-Type Jags have come off a little bit.
They have.
But that one is so special, and of course it's had a full hit. It's had paint, it's had engine, it's had interior. I hate to think what it would cost these days to do that kind of restoration.
Yeah.
You'd be talking £100,000 plus, I'm sure.
Yeah, you would.
That's guided at somewhere between £45,000 and £50,000.
Wow.
So I think that is tremendous value for money.
And is there anything to do to it now?
It needs a gentle recommission.
A
it's
little
been
bit
stored.
of titivation.
I would say the carbs just need going through. The brakes probably need looking at.
Yeah.
The typical car, those don't like to stand.
No, they don't.
So it probably doesn't need, but like I say, if we can get it running, then we will do.
Yeah.
And I'll update the description.
As we go along.
But onto another poster car, which Charlotte can probably see here.
If you can just pan round there through the rain.
We might as well do the Lotus because it's just arrived, hasn't it?
Yes, and again, this is how bizarre the world becomes. We sold this car to a gentleman in September last year.
Right.
To Arthur, who's a lovely chap. And he loves the car, fantastic machine. However, he slipped and broke his ankle.
Oh!
So, his left ankle.
Right.
The ankle is, he used a word which I won't say on camera, not good. So he's had it pinned and fused, which means he's got no movement in his ankle whatsoever. Okay. So he has, or had, a very difficult decision to make.
Yes.
Which he took to sell the car.
Right.
Doesn't want to.
No.
It's not, it's just one of those things.
What a shame.
He can't drive it. He struggled to get in it. It has to go.
Yes.
And, I'm sad for Arthur, and I hope you get well soon, Arthur. But I'm grateful we got it back because there was a little bit of a fight for it when we sold it last time.
There was, yeah.
And
it's a great example.
It's a Lotus Esprit in red.
Yeah.
The connotations are. Somebody mentioned James Bond connotations. Well, yes, absolutely. Possibly. I thought more Richard Gere in Pretty Woman, but anyway.
Yes.
I might not have been thinking of Richard Gere at the time, but there you go. Well, that's what I thought. But it's a red Lotus Esprit on a private plate that kind of says Lotus. It's just lovely.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
and what do we need to be looking at for that one?
Price-wise, I think it's going to be somewhere between 20 and 22.
20 and 22, yeah.
It certainly deserves to be.
Yeah.
But a rare car.
Brilliant.
And
Okay.
lovely, lovely condition.
Okay, super. Now, we have got a couple more cars to look at.
Well, let's go and
outside.
brave the weather.
Let's
Come
go
on.
brave the weather.
Let's
because
go
it
and
has
brave
eased
the
off
weather.
slightly.
It has slightly.
Luckily, I think they're all in one place. So we've got this Land Rover here, Jim. V8, I understand.
Well, again, this is one of those cars. It's a V8 petrol,
Yeah.
which makes it exceedingly rare in itself. It's a 19... excuse me, no, it's a 2000 on W.
Okay.
It's done 23,000 miles.
Wow.
The
Well, that's a nice
history
low mileage,
is
isn't it?
to die for.
Yeah.
It's a GS, so it's the top, well, one of the top specifications.
That's
Its
tidy
condition-
inside, isn't it, Jim?
Its condition is unrivaled. It's beautiful.
Yeah. Because these go, don't they, on the rear arches?
There's nothing wrong with this car
that is
whatsoever.
lovely, isn't it?
It is absolutely amazing. So,
Yes.
I don't know, it's a shame to use it. It's certainly never ever been used for what it was intended to be.
Yeah.
I don't think it's seen off-road ever in its life.
Rare to find such a low mileage example,
Very.
isn't it?
It's fabulous.
Because a lot of these got absolutely hammered, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
You got
So-
the useful tow bar there as well.
Yeah.
And a bit of punch from that V8.
Well, it's. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. What more can you say?
Price-wise,
Price-wise, right, somewhere between 16 to 18,000 pounds. But you know
Okay.
what? I suspect it might do a bit more
yeah,
because the old adage, go and find another one.
yeah,
I don't think there is in this condition with that mileage.
no. Okay.
All right.
Mercedes 190e, Jim.
Yes. Now this has just arrived, literally. This
It's
is
an
a
auto?
beautiful thing. Auto 190e, obviously in white with the blue cloth trim.
Yeah,
Completely factory standard, other
Yeah.
than on a different radio, but that's easily solved. It's a Japanese import. It's a 1991,
Yeah.
but it came into the UK in 2019.
right.
It's showing 80,000 kilometres,
Yes.
so that no one's bothered changing the dash, which is good.
Okay.
So that's its originality.
So that's actually kilometres then. So that's about 50,000 miles.
It is
isn't
just shy of 50,000
Yeah,
miles, yes.
Yeah. It's very tidy, isn't it?
But it's lovely.
Very tidy.
It's very, very tidy. If you just have a quick look in there, we can see.
What we're looking at price-wise on that
The
one
inter-
then, Jim?
Sorry, price-wise?
Yeah.
Price-wise on this is going to be, I don't know, £6,000-7,000 maybe.
Okay.
But it's a long, long time since I've seen a 190 this nice
Yeah.
and this standard.
Yeah.
So, nice thing.
Okay.
Nice thing.
Let's
That's
see
one
how
of
that
those
one
cars
goes
you can
then.
either put into a collection or
Yeah.
you could have a really cool daily driver.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Now, talking about a daily driver, I think this will create quite a stir, wouldn't it?
Yes, it's getting a lot of interest already.
I
this.
bet. I bet it is.
Now
So it's
then.
a three-door Land Cruiser.
It's
Okay.
a three-door Land Cruiser. I think it's 1989.
89. Right.
It's showing about 180,000 miles, but so what? Doesn't matter on one of these.
This one's got the 2.5
2.5
litre
engine in it.
diesel. Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's not a stressed engine in any way, shape or form.
Yeah.
It's got some nice bits on it. It's got the bigger wheels, which again were very much of the time, with the BF Goodrich tyres on.
Yeah.
It's just, again, dare I say it, find another one.
Yeah.
A three-door Land Cruiser.
Yeah.
It's not perfect. It's got the odd imperfection here and there. But you know what?
You've got to cut it a bit of slack. 'cause
It's entitled to.
30 years old, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to cut it a bit of slack.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it looks great. I think that's so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
And we're at 10 to 12 on that Huawei, Jim.
10 to 12. And
Okay.
again, something I want to show you on this as well. If you can come around here, just look at the interior on this, because I'll just open that door for you. I mean, look at that now. This is showing 180,000 miles or thereabouts. Look at that interior.
It's great, isn't it?
Look at that.
Yeah.
How good's that?
They can take it, can't they?
Oh, just a touch.
Yeah.
But look at it. It's amazing.
Super. So come and have a look at that one if you're interested.
Yep.
I've just spotted, Jim, actually. We have actually got another car to do inside.
Go on. What's that?
The MG B.
Oh, yes. Come
So
on.
let's go and have a look at that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's quite an unusual
Now, that's
one,
a
isn't
rare
it?
car, yes.
Watch your foot in there.
Let's go and find it.
Yeah. Okay, Jim. So the final car.
Final
we'll look around
car.
this week, yeah. A very bright MGB.
Yes.
Chrome bumper. But with a twist.
And the twist is, it's
Yeah.
automatic.
Rare.
Very.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't know how true this is. I'm sure people will message us and tell us. Apparently, there's only about 70 odd of these made.
Right. Gosh.
Or so I'm
Really?
told.
Wow.
That could be wrong.
Okay.
But who knows? But I haven't seen one for a long,
No,
long time.
no.
Many a year.
No.
But this one has been part of a private collection, hardly being used.
Yeah.
Again, it looks fantastic, as you say, with the chrome bumpers. It's a 72, 73.
Yeah.
On the Ross style wheels.
Yeah.
With the chrome rings. The interior is lovely. I think the hood is reasonably new.
Okay.
The rear screen is clear.
Good.
All the things you want it to be. It's very nice in the boot and bonnet area.
Yep. Looks pretty standard, doesn't it, Jim?
I think it
Which
is very
good.
standard.
Very standard, very original.
Very original. Again, it's got the odd little bubble, but the odd little bubble.
Yeah.
We're not talking a rusty car here.
No, we're not.
It's very, very nice. You mind my beach buggy, by the way. So it's very,
You have your
very-
beach boy, I'll have this. You know what? The fact it being an auto as well, that will suit somebody down to the ground, won't
It would suit me.
Yeah, somebody who doesn't want to be bothered snicking through the gears. They just want to stick it in drive and away they go. Ideal.
Well, do you know what? For me personally, because I'm a little bit taller than you.
Yes.
Mind you, isn't everybody. But anyway, I can get in and drive that car.
Yes.
I'm not have to worry about changing gear and banging my leg on the
Yeah,
steering wheel.
yeah,
So for
yeah,
me,
yeah.
you know, I'm 6'2", whatever I am, 6'3". That is perfect for
It
me.
is, yeah.
So
ideal.
once upon
Yeah,
a
yeah.
time, maybe an MGB was out of my
Yes.
thought process
But-
because of gear change and so on and so forth.
Well,
That,
yeah.
it's not. So if anyone's out there who's rather tall, that
Yeah.
would work.
Yeah, yeah. £5,000 to £6,000 on that one, Jim.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it's too bad at all. I think that's
I
about
think
right.
that's
for a-
cheap.
Yeah, I think that's all right.
I know.
that.
We'll find out on the day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Right then. So I think that's it, Jim.
That's it for the
Plenty more
walkabout for now.
cars
There's
on
a
the
lot.
way.
There's lots
Yeah.
more coming in. We are going to. Well, I think we're going to break 100 by middle of next week, and we keep going and we keep going, which is fantastic because the more the merrier. And that's what we want, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So the more we can offer.
We've
our
already got a
customers.
great selection, haven't we? A bit of everything and something for everybody, I reckon,
Well-
but even more on the way.
Yes, and that's the nice thing about it. It's just, yeah, wide and varied selection of cars.
Yeah, yeah.
So there we
Super.
are. So come and see us.
And bring biscuits.